John, live from Covington, Georgia, in Christ Jesus. So we live in this world where things are solid. And it seems lifeless, right? They're made out of components, which are made out of molecules that are made out of atoms, and they're bonded together. But it came to mind this morning, oh wait, I remember they told me all those molecules, they all are orbiting this nucleus, right? The protons and neutrons, and the way it's always all in motion. Everything's all in motion. And then even within each atom, you got these quarks, and what are they? They're little strings of vibration. It's all frequencies. So that was amazing. Knowing that, wait, I was looking at things, considering things, how over time they separate, right? The oils and the liquids. After a very long time, I consider, wait, how do they still separate? Even if they're in containers, they'll still get separated. They're constantly moving. Even glass, they said glass is viscous. I was like, what? Glass is solid. But they said you go to old cathedrals, old buildings, and you'll see the bottom part of the glass is thicker than the top part because it's a liquid. It's slowly, ever so slowly moving downward. And over years and years and years, then you'll see the evidence of it, the effect of it, right? The bottom, there's more at the bottom. It's just moving down. And even things just solid, they're made out of things that it's always moving. Everything is moving. It's constantly in motion. It's all alive. It's all the voice of God. It's all the frequency. A sound is, what's sound, right? What's the wave measuring? It's just this pulsation. It's the distinction in the sounds, right? This will be this. This will be that. This will be that. Constantly holding its distinction. No, this is this. This is this. This is this. Right? Each atom, each molecule having their own identity because of what God says they are. Right? That's the music, right? Each note. A, B, C sharp, right? D, E, F, flat, minor, right? Whatever all the keys and notes are. That's this, right? This sound. So we hear the music. We hear the music. And we're taken for a ride. Right? Oh, it's moving like this. Right? And even all that we see, all the different things that they identify themselves as, all the different materials, right? Iron and brass and glass and porcelain and sand. All this, right? It's just God speaking. So he wants us to hear. Right? He wants us to hear because he has much to say, but not many people are listening and seeking after him. And he will guide his creation. He made us, and he has a certain desire for us and an end for us. And people are, meanwhile, hopeless and depressed because they're not looking for God who's talking to them, saying, hey, you don't have to be. I made you to be full of joy, full of peace, full of victory and strength, and you're being overcome by the devil that you love. Right? That's why you're in bondage, because you don't love God. So you can't hear God because you love the devil. You love what he does, right? How he gives you things up front, right? The crack dealers, the drug dealers, they're going to give you the first dose for free, and you love them. You love them, right? People might give you a loan, telling you, you could do this with it, this with it, this with it. It's free money. It's not. You're going to have to pay them back. You're going to be their slave, right? But they're promising you, you know what you can do with the money. You know what you can do, right? And they fill your mind and your vision with dreams, with things you can do, go and get. But they're not reminding you that, you don't actually have the character, the diligence to produce enough money to pay back. You're just gonna be paying us back for the rest of your life, because you can't make enough money to pay it back in time. You'll never be able to pay this back, right? So they lie to you, right? The world is full of lies, and all the things that provide immediate pleasure, all the things that distract you from God, these are all lies. We're being lied into thinking we can live without God. We can live without God. We'll have peace without God, right? But God too is speaking. Right? He's sending his prophets. He's sending his messengers. And so that's what you're hearing. But it sounds like foolishness, right? Because we're so steeped in the world that it just sounds so foreign. What is this that this guy is talking about? Eternal life and judgment to come, and that there is a God, and that we've offended him, and that he's condemned us to eternal punishment, but that he's offering salvation. He sent his own son to be a savior for us. Right? We go back to, right, taking another hit, right, snorting whatever we do, going back into the world and what it offers, and all the advertisements, all the shiny things, all the TV screens, all the things behind the glass, plexiglass, all the displays and the offerings of temporary pleasure, right? What we can have in this life. And God is saying there's much more. There's much more, if you can believe it, right? But you'd have to love me to believe my word, right? To believe that what I'm promising you, no, there's much more I have for you. I'll give to you. And there's much at stake, right? If you don't listen, that pain that you feel, that disappointment, that dissatisfaction, the aggravation, the frustration. So there's more of that too, right? And you are in this trial period. You are in this moment of testing. It's a critical time. It's a very critical time. You're being watched. God is watching you. God is writing down everything you're doing and saying, and you're not mindful of it. Right? You're not aware that, hey, the time. Right? So our lives are full of those kinds of times. That's why parents can be so hard on their children, right? Hey, you got to do well. You got to do well in school. You got to do well, right? You got to focus. You got to study. You got to do your homework. And we just don't understand, right? No, I don't. I'm going to put all my effort into not doing my homework and not paying attention and playing with my friends. And what else is there to do other than studying? And your parents are telling you, like, no, study first, right? And then you can play. Because they're on the other side, right? They've gone through that time and they're suffering, right? From, right, their own lack of studiousness. Man, if only I studied better. Man, if only I knew. Man, if only I had a mentor. Man, if only I had opportunities. If I seized the opportunities. Man, if I only, right? They're in the consequence stage, right? Man, I got this low-end job because I didn't study when I should have. I didn't study when I could have. I didn't. So they look at you, right, the child, and they're gonna, right, try to have you not repeat the same mistakes, but you do, right? Because you have a child mind, right? And you just want to play, and you don't see, you don't taste the suffering and the fear and the torment of what happens if you don't do well now, right? So it's very interesting that we see that parallel, that he shows us so many of these parallels in our own growth process, right? Indicating, alluding to, eternal life and this stage of life, right? And what you must do now and how it's going to affect you then, but how you don't understand, how you can't understand, unless you love instruction, right? Unless you hearken to your Father. You can trust yourself, or you can trust Him, the authority, right? Someone who's gone before you. You can trust Him, right? That would be wisdom, and God gives it to whoever asks. Right? God gives it to whom He will choose, whom He will have mercy. And even as we're growing from babies to adults, right, we see the transition from Adam and Eve, right, being naked and innocent, not knowing, right, just, you can't do wrong, there's no law, right, until now they're grown, right, now they know good and evil, and now you're held responsible, you must do, right, but if you do well, right, there's crowns for you, right, I have robes for you, I have titles for you, I have positions for you, you can be over cities, you can be over nations, you can reach really great heights, right? You could be in the history books, you could influence much people, you could be renowned, right? You could be someone that is well renowned. You could go places, you could do things, great things, or, right, depending on how well you receive instruction and apply it and are diligent and are not distracted. And if you can tell the difference between what you should focus on and what is distraction, do you count that as distraction or not? Right? And you see people separate, right? As time moves, right? You see your classmates, you see your yearbook. Oh, what happened to this person? Dead. That person's dead too? Yeah, and that person missing, right? That person, oh yeah, in the crack house. That person, oh, this one made it, right, somewhere over here. So those are just examples, right? Examples, parallels, right? Because even if they made it in this world, that's just like a parable, right? Can you hear through that? Okay, what's God saying? Right? He's showing us and can speak through that. He in Proverbs, you see a man that sees a wall overgrown, right? A lazy man's wall all overgrown with ivy, overgrowth, and he hears, right? He receives understanding, because understanding is a spirit. By the spirit of understanding, he sees and he knows something, right? He comes to grasp something. Oh, this is something, right? This is laziness. This is the lack of diligence. This is what it looks like. This is the image. This is, right? And he gets the understanding that's critical to life, that can edify, that can build him up, that can prepare him, that can make him what he needs to be to pass the test, right? The final exam. Because you can see the same thing and you can say, oh, you know what? I wonder what is the the chemical dynamics, the mechanisms of the capillary action of the ivy and how it processes sunlight through the chlorophyll process into sugars and provides energy for each sprout and each arm and branch of the ivy to grow more. Right? Let's take a sample of this and take it to the lab. Right? Let's study. Right? Yeah, he's gonna learn too. But the wrong thing, he went in the wrong direction. And maybe God would show someone that for his season, if that is what he needs to know, but that didn't benefit this guy, right? Much learning. Yeah, there's something to learn. There's something you can know more about, but which direction are you going to go, right? You could study you could take a look at, well, I wonder how the ivy is sticking to the wall. I wonder how, what's that mechanism like, how it binds to the wall. How is it really holding on to the wall? Let me study that. Let me look at that. Or how is the wall put together, right? Let me go into masonry. Let me go into, engineering or construction, architecture. Oh, he missed it. He didn't get the understanding. This guy did, because he's meditating on God. On God. And so they pursue this avenue, this line of information and knowledge and learning, and mocks this guy, right, who's just loving God, playing music to God, right, studying the scriptures, and they're saying poo-poo that, right? What does that get you? Right? We can build gardens, we can build bigger houses now because of what we've learned. And then everyone's going to hear from God, right? They're going to hear. They've blocked their ears, saying, no, I need to focus on material. I need to focus on my academics. I need to focus on, right? and then at the end they're going to hear, thou fool. What? Yeah, now they're going to hear, right? Thou fool. Right? At the end of their lives. Right? Yeah, that's going to be terrifying. Right? A very sore displeasure. The worst surprise. Oh, there is a God at the end of your life, right? When you find out there's God and you find out there are expectations. All right, then let me get to it. No, your time is up. Oh, you found out now, right? So this man, right, who is studying the Word of God, who is fellowshipping with God, yeah, no, he's going to receive the understanding and instruction. You need to know this. This is beneficial. This is helpful. Right? This will keep you awake. Right? This will keep you in right standing. This will set you on the right way. So that at the end of his life, he doesn't hear, thou fool. Right? He hears, welcome. Right? Well done. My good and faithful servant. Come on in. Right? Come here. Right? I've been waiting to show you this. Come here. Right? Here's the key. Open that door. Welcome in. You go down that hall to the left. Right? That door will have your name on it. And that's your office, right? And this is your mansion. This is your house. This is your home. Right? And come into the foyer, right? And enjoy the heavenly cheese and crackers. Right? We're gonna do a meet and greet with everyone. Yeah, it's going to be a great time. Share stories, testimonies. You hear the bell. Hey, it's time to cast our crowns to the Lord. It's time to worship God. Yeah, you're going to rejoice. Oh, yes, this is my life. This is my lifestyle. This is what we love to do. Love on God. Right? This is how we live, and this is what we enter into because you've chosen that in this life. You've forsaken the temporary, right? Oh, no, that's a cheap pleasure, right? There's junk food, right? The processed foods, the chips and the candies and the crackers and the Snickers, right? Like, I like it. I like it too. You know, when I bite into it, I understand why people like this, right? Sugar, right? Sweet, salty, right? It satisfies your craving and produces craving, right? This thing exists, right? Then you're going to think of it. Oh, I want more of that. It's an immediate hit. Right? Even they look at the blood sugar level or something and it spikes, right? Oh yeah, I'll give you a spike. Works just like drugs, right? And then it gives you a crash, right? Or just satiating food, right? A lot of food. And it'll give you immediate energy. You stuff yourself in, right? Thanksgiving, right? You just pass out, you crash. Right? Up front. But the veggies has a different effect. Right? People don't respond the same to vegetables, like especially raw vegetables, although it's packed with nutrition and what you need. And the body is going to thank you, saying, hey, vitamins, nutrients, right? Nutrition, right? Minerals, all these things we could use, right? Oh, we needed this. This produces, right, vibrant skin. This produces healthy bones. This produces, right, better blood flow. This produces, yeah, but it's so boring, right? asparagus, chewing on it, right? Bell pepper. You don't respond the same way as you would a Snickers bar, right? Or Butterfinger. Oh, I love that flavor, right? Oh, that sugar. Oh, pleasure, right? It's intense. It's a lot of it. It's excess. It's too much. It's too much. Right? Even in Mexico, they wrote, just like you see on the cigarette cartons, Surgeon's General Warning. In Mexico, they passed some kind of government law where on the kids' snacks, they have to write, hey, eat this in moderation. Too much is bad for your health, right? So they did that because that's how much it impacts our health. And yet, the marketing team, right, of these food groups, right, these snacks, they're not going to design it in a way that has someone like this putting his hands up saying, hey, don't eat too much of me, right? We're concerned for your health. No. They want profit, right? No, they're going to sell it in boxes, right? They're going to sell it, right, in big bags, and they're going to have, cartoon figures on it, right? Right? It's good, right? Well, thumbs up for what? No, we'll just leave it vague, right? It makes me think it's good. He's got a thumbs up. He's saying, we like it if you buy our product, right? The honest truth would be like, good for us, bad for you, right? They're not going to put that. They don't want to. Right? It's their job is to sell this thing, right? So that you buy it. I guess it's on you to somehow figure out that although this is very pleasurable, right, I need this much of it. But who's going to tell you, right? Who's going to tell you? Who's going to tell you? You can't even really make the connection, right? At school, you might learn about the food pyramid, and they got the picture of the bread and the fruits and the fish here, but it doesn't really connect because, like, Tony the Tiger's not on there, right? So this is not even, like, on the chart. So people just don't know, right? They just gorge out on this, and then they got questions for the doctor, right? 30 years later, 40 years later, right? And the doctor doesn't know what you're doing, right? All the things that you're doing. He takes your money too. And he says, take this pill, right? Come lay down on my surgery table and we'll cut you up. Right? We researched how to, right, respond to these symptoms and treat the symptoms. So that's kind of a hard life, isn't it? A hard life. But God would tell you things, right? Sometimes I'm eating and I know certain things might not be good for me to eat too much of, but I'm not stopping myself, right? I'm just, oh yes, let me put all this extra on here, and then because the Lord is with me, he makes me drop my spoon, right? Oh, I'm gonna have another dollop of this, and oh, ting ting ting, I hear the spoon drop, right? And I'm considering, right, communication from God. Okay, because we're told, hey, consider things when things happen. God is in control of everything, right? So I'm about to take another spoonful of this, and then the spoon falls, right? And I know that this. I already know that this is something I should measure, right? Control. Right? I can't have excess of this. I was getting carried away, but oh, look who helped me out. Right? Oh, I know God is in control. I know God intervenes. I know He's everywhere. He's in everything. So I can hear, right? Oh, okay, right? I can say thanks. I can give thanks, right? Thank you. You stopped me. Wow, I was like about to, right? And even though I want to, even though everything in me says more, right? More of that stuff added, right? More salt, more sugar, more, right? More cream, more, right? But why did my spoon drop? I know how to hold a spoon, right? It's not heavy, it's not slippery, but something's going to cause my hand to open and drop the spoon. so that I can change the direction of where my life is going. Oh, okay, so I can stop now, right? Or take a hint and say, okay, just a little bit of this, right? And I won't take the whole spoonful, right? Close the tub, put it back in the fridge. And so, yeah, every day, daily, right? He's speaking to us as we eat, as we talk, Yeah. One time, I was in a restaurant, and we know God doesn't want us to complain, right? But how far does that go? Like, where does it apply? I might have shared this already, but my wife was asking me, "Do you like this restaurant or that other one?" Right? They're both kind of like Mexican in style. Right? Do you like this one better or that one better? And I thought that was a fair question. Like, oh yeah, sure, I'll answer that, right? I like the other one better. But we're eating right now. We're eating in this establishment. We're eating their food. And as I'm eating it, I'm talking about, I like the other one better. And I bite my tongue as soon as I say that. Like, oh, I don't consider it in the moment. I'm like, ow. Oh, it must be because I'm hungry, right? Because I was eating too fast. And that might be true as well. That might be two things God's telling me at the same time. Right? Hey, don't eat like that. Even if you're hungry, don't gorge yourself, right? Don't get carried away. Be mindful. Right? Know what you're doing. Do things intentionally. Right? You're not an animal. You're not a beast. Right? You don't just tear up animals just because you're hungry. You shouldn't be governed by your hunger. Right? No, you choose to eat. Right? And this is what you're doing, and you do it with understanding. Oh, this is what I'm doing. Right? You don't mindlessly eat. You don't mindlessly talk. You don't just answer any question anyway, right? So then I consider that afterwards, later on the drive home, like, oh wait, so I was saying this, and then this happened. And I know God doesn't like complaining. So I did that, and then something bad happened. And oh, okay. Right? So the next time we're out somewhere eating a sandwich or a Subway, on bread, she's gonna ask again, do you like this place better or the other place? And I said, yeah, the other. I stopped, right? Because I remember it, because God helped me out. Right? He's letting me know what I like, what I don't like, what God likes. Right? God has preferences too, right? And that overrides whatever I want to talk about what I like. Well, I like something else better. Oh, you know what? Immediately changed my answer. I said, no, this is great. This is good. Right? I'm not necessarily going to say it's better, but I'm loving it. This had beautiful, the sauce on it, the way they put the onions on it, it is so good. It's so tasty. I'm enjoying it. I'm grateful right now. I'm so thankful for this sandwich right now. I'm so thankful for this food in front of me. Can I just say that? Right? So that's where I shifted, right? Oh, my mind's going to go here. I'm going to talk this way. I'm going to talk about this. I'm not going to answer that question anymore, especially if the answer is the other place, right? Yeah, so he lets us know. He guides us and makes us aware in small things that lead to big things, because we don't understand, we don't account for how, this little thing, this so-called little thing here affects the next thing, and then that gains momentum, or it makes you this kind of person who makes you do this thing over here and some other venture that's a bigger matter, but because you're this person, because you act this way in this small thing, right? You act according to your identity. Who are you? You're making decisions about who you are, no matter how small the matter is, right? How do you talk? What do you focus on? What do you discern? What do you allow or don't allow? What are you aware of, not aware of? How do you behave and act? And what do you control and don't control? And so he shapes us, right, through everything, every matter. So life is great. It's so rich. It's full of meaning. It's so full of opportunity. Oh, to be, right? To do well, right? And everything has so much meaning. It's so full of impact and purpose, right? So you get to live with a lot more confidence and hope and joy, knowing, oh, we're doing things. It might seem for most people life, right? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, so repetitive, all over again. Monday, Tuesday, right? But for us, we're building, right? We understand what we're building as we build. Right? We don't complain. Oh, another brick. Oh, another brick. And now what? Brick, right? Roll your eyes. Here's another brick. And I know, right? Get sarcastic. Another brick, right? Okay, here's a brick, right? But if you're the homeowner building your own house, no, you're going to build with a sense of, and then you're going to have like a little image in your head, right? This house is going to be, give me the brick. Yeah, and this is going to be great. We're going to have this rooms here, and we're going to have this protection and shelter here. We're going to live in this beautiful place. Give me the brick, right? Here we go. All right. Can't wait, right, for this to build up. And yeah, you know what you're building towards, right? Every brick is joyful, right? And one more. You got more bricks? Yes, yes. I hope we don't run out of bricks, right? Yeah. Oh, we ran out. Let's go get some more, right? Pronto, right now. Let's go. Because this has to be built, and it's a joy building it, because we're gonna live in it, right? Yeah, you love the daily, every day, right? So that's the Christian life, right? Your behaviors, your shaping, right? The instruction, the denying of yourself. Yeah, it's hard, but you're gonna live in it, right? You're building something that you're gonna live in. This new being, this new creature. Right? What's God making us into? We don't even know the fullness of it, but we're going to live in it. Right? We're going to be a part of it. And everything, right? You understand you're paying, right? Oh, it's a high cost. Yes, you're buying something expensive. Oh, man, right? If you understand, I'm going to get something, right, that has that high of a price tag. Oh, boy, right? What did you get me? Yeah, someone could say, oh, I bought you something. What is it? Even without knowing what it is, just knowing the value of it could get you excited or disappointed. Oh, I got something for you at the dollar store. I just wrapped it up. Oh, thanks. Right? I'll open it when I get home. Right? Oh, what did you get me? Right? You wrapped a banana. Thanks. Yeah, it was 49 cents. It was 40 cents today. It was on sale. I just thought, I'd buy you a banana for your birthday. Thanks. Wow, I'll just eat it now. Right? I'm thankful though. Thank you. Versus someone who bought something, said, I got something for you. It was so expensive. Right? It was very rare. It cost $5,000. What? No, you didn't have to. Right? What is it? Whoa. Right? What did you get that cost that much? Right? What is it? Right? We didn't experience that, right? But you get the point, right? Something that pricey. Oh, don't shake it because it'll break. Right? Oh, what is this big thing? Right? Oh, you bought it at that store? Oh man, right? What is it? Get excited. That's our Christian life. Right? God has something for us. God has many gifts for us, right? Small ones, middle ones, medium ones, larger ones, and this big thing we don't even know. It's all wrapped up, but He's telling us. But you know how much you're paying for it, right? We keep putting money into it, saying, "Oh yeah, no, you're gonna get this. You're gonna get this. I'll give you samples of it, tastes of it." And so, God is so good. He communicates things that are heavenly, things that are otherworldly, but we have such a small brain, such small experiences. Like, how can we know? How can we know? He communicates, tries to tell us through like what we do know, right? So maybe, right, through a dream, right? How do we show these two things to him? How do we overlap the present and the future for him? How can we communicate this to him? Right? He might say, oh, well, he's seen the television, he's seen the news broadcasters, right? And the little box that they have here, right? And it has a picture. Maybe we could use that framework, right? Okay, yeah, show the lion, right? And the lamb, or the wolf and the lamb over here, right? Oh yeah, so this is what we're broadcasting, this is what we're talking about, this is the story. Oh, that's the future, right? And you might understand in the dream, oh, the future, yeah, they're going to lie down together. Yeah, there's going to be peace, right? And yeah, it might communicate something to you. Oh yeah, so you know, when you fight, when you have arguments, and why? Because you guys, the whole world, everything is going to be full of the knowledge of God, and they're going to be at peace, at rest. And see, look at the future. Why not now? Right? Oh, that's where we're going. That's what's going to happen. That's where we're headed. That's what he wants now, right? And then he might show you, instead of the news broadcaster, right, the lion and the lamb fighting over here, and then at peace in that little box, right? Oh, he's showing like two different images. Right? He's using this little framework to communicate. Well, what's he saying, right? Yeah, because he's trying to talk to us in ways that are, trying to get bypass just what we can do with words. Right? Oh, so this image and that image, and so that you understand, right? Oh, so when I'm in an argument, right? Oh, so am I the lion? Or am I the lamb? Right? Oh, I think maybe he's showing me I'm the lion. I'm like too aggressive. Why, right? Why should I roar at a lamb? Maybe I should just talk more gently, right? Maybe I'm being too much, right? I shouldn't raise my voice. That's excessive, right? You see it in the dream. You're upset at the lion. Hey, you don't roar at the lamb. That's excessive. You don't need to do that. Oh, maybe he's telling me I'm the lamb, right? Maybe he's telling me I'm the lamb, right? Oh yeah. The lion might be roaring at you, but you just patiently take it. Right? Patiently take it. Look how well the lamb is doing, right? Just looking at the lion, roaring at him. Oh, right. Maybe God's telling me, remember that, right? The lamb and the lion. Both? I'm both? I can be both? Yeah, so you wake up from the dream, and in this situation, you might be benefiting from the communication, from the consideration, from the unpacking, unfolding of what is all this, right? That God is showing me and telling me. Right? Oh, but we're going to be at peace, right? We can. Right? The only reason why we're not is because we're not full of the knowledge of the Lord. Yeah, so if I knew, right, that God is watching over me and avenges me and knows all things, I can be like the lamb, just let the roaring pass over, and know that, there's no threat, because tomorrow, basically, right, we're going to be lying together. Right? We're going to be at peace. We're just having to go through this day, this momentary conflict, right? Or maybe I'm the lion, right? Maybe I need to check my frustrations, because that could happen, right? I could be overly oppressive. Why am I roaring at this lamb? It's just a lamb, right? I don't need to use any aggression. Because what does that do? That's doing nothing. I'm exhausting myself. Yeah, you're the lion. You're the lamb, right? So God speaks to us in many ways. So if we get to, like right now, people are, even in church, they get really into, they lose the forest for the trees, right? They look at the word, they try to study the Greek and the Hebrew, the original translation, the language. They want to go to Jerusalem. They want to do archaeology, right? Dig up the rocks, right? And then put it under a microscope, brush up the dust, right? And really study it, put it upside down. I think back in Jesus's day, right, they might have used arrowheads. This kind of looks like an arrow. Do you think this is like pointy enough? Maybe this was on the end of a spear. Maybe this was something that they used for war. No, I think it's a broken pottery shard. That might just go with a part of a bigger vase. It might just be something that they put flowers in. I don't know. Right? Let's find out. Then we'll know more about God. Right? We just need to dig up more shards, more pieces, more broken pieces. Keep digging. Brush off the dust, brush off the dirt, and study the Greek word and what it means in the Hebrew, what it means. It says it means this. Right? No, but maybe we should look up the translation in Greek too. I don't understand. Maybe we should study more Greek. Maybe we should talk in Greek. Get better at understanding the actual language. We'll be back in 20 years, right? And we'll have more understanding of this one word, right? But God would show you, right? If you just rely on God and not on your own mind, on your own systems, on your own texts and textbooks and libraries, and then just go to sleep. Right? God will give you a dream, right? Just apply the verse, right? Be patient with all men. Try to make peace with this person instead of studying the Greek and the Hebrew here. Right? Apply what you do know. You know he says this about this situation. Why don't you fix that? Why don't you, right? Try to love this person more that you can't even speak to. Well, that's too hard. Let me study my Greek and Hebrew here because I'm so godly. I'm so holy, right? I want to be scholastic. I want to get a PhD, right? How long is that going to take? What, 4 or 5 years? 3 years? And in the whole course of your time there, you haven't addressed this, right? You're not getting along with this person, right? That you're supposed to. Maybe it's a church brother or sister. Yeah, I don't do them. I don't do that. Right? I like God, right? And God sees that kind of hypocrisy, and we're privy to that. We're prone to that. The more we distract ourselves with our own strength, with our own things, with our own thinking, and so that's the whole seminary thing. That's part of it. Is what man does, how man thinks, what man wants to do. Like just pay money, get a sign, get a diploma, get a grade, right? Get approval, right? I have this piece of paper, right? So hire me, so I'm godly, so I know God, because I paid this institution this money. It means nothing, right? Nothing. God is looking at your heart, looking at your day, looking at what you do in your bedroom, looking at you in the living room, looking at you as you walk across the kitchen, to help this person or talk to them or do the dishes or pick up that piece of trash there, or right, what you do when God talks to you about what to buy, where to go, right, how you're living your life, how you're controlling yourself, your body, right, your fingers, your mouth, your eyes, what you do in your mind, what you do with what you're looking at, right, what you're scrolling on your phone, what you're clicking on your phone, the temptations that you're giving into, and the mindfulness or the mindlessness, right? How intent are you in carving out time for God, spending time with God, right? And trusting in God. But you don't feel like you're doing something, right? I'm just sitting here, I'm just in prayer. I don't know if God even hears me. I should do more school, right? Because then I'll at least feel like myself that I'm learning, that I'm doing things. I should get another job because at least I'll feel like I'm busy, I'm productive, right? So yeah, I don't need to do as much prayer. That doesn't feel as good to me, right? So they trust in their feelings and their work and what other men say, right? Oh, you're working more, you're earning more money. Good on you, good job, right? Oh, you're studying more. Oh, you read that book. Good job, right? I feel good. This guy approves of me, she approves of me, he approves of me, and Jesus said what? Right? He says, oh, you're approved of all men? Right? Everyone loves you? You should consider. You should consider. Right? Verse says, oh, what I said, is that you'll be hated. You'll be hated of all men. Gee, I wonder why. Because you don't do what the world applies. Right? You're in the secret place. For how long? Hey, you need to watch your children more. Hey, you need to right? Attend to your wife, your family, your laundry, your room. You need to put a new fresh coat of paint on your house, right? You need to fix the crack in the driveway, like, you know, clean up all the leaves. You need to keep up on the latest trends and wear these kinds of jeans and this kind of shirt and do your hair this way, and you know, keep up with the world, right? You might not be able to keep up everything in tip-top shape. You might be busy with what the Lord is calling you to do. You might wear, you know, rough garments, camel hair. You might eat honey and locusts. You might be a wild man. You might be out there. You might not have fine clothing. You might be turning people back to God. You might be in the river, right? Telling people to come down. Is that God? No, God wants us all to go and buy fancy cars and have nice jobs and go to social events and, you know, cheers with the wine glasses and drink champagne and, you know, pop the bottles and laugh and post the pictures on social media and feel good about ourselves. Wait, what does God want? How does God want us to live? Right? Is he going to say at the end of your life, thou fool? No, you actually knew. There's a small thing that I told you. You knew it was me. You knew it was right. But you thought, oh, no, God doesn't see. Well, surprise. Right? Oh, God's not real. Well, surprise. Right? Oh, God doesn't hear the murmuring in my heart. Well, surprise. Because after the end of it all, right, after all, so that's what we're facing, right? In this life, in this day, in everything we do, all the decisions that we make, how we choose to act, how we choose to be. We're going to meet God at the end. So we got to live knowing that, knowing what's coming in the future. Oh, then I'd rather. Let me actually get to this business, right? Let me remember, what do I know that is right to do? What do I do that is wrong, that I keep ignoring, that I keep allowing myself to do? Because I am going to meet him, right? Then, yeah, we sober up, we wake up and start addressing, start facing God, living your life, facing God already. Then that's the only way you're going to be ready at the time of your appointed time, when all men, there's an appointed time for men to die, right? I.e., meet God, right? And face the review of your life. Right? Okay, let's look at the decisions you made. My whole life? Yes, your whole life. What did you think? Didn't I tell you? Right? Oh, you did. Yes. Right? Even in the secular movies, right? Even in the wicked movies you watch, right? They're going to communicate that to you. Right? Someone's about to die. The whole life flashes before them, right? And even that's a proverb that we have. That's a saying that we have, right? Oh yeah, my whole life flashed before my eyes, because people are actually saying it, right? Oh, that happened? That actually happened to you? Just like people say that it happens. It does happen. It happened to you. And they're showing it in the movies, right? You're hearing it, people testifying of it. Oh yeah, all my life, my whole life. So that happens. Right? He just pulls up the whole file. And we're accountable for everything we do. Let me think about what I'm doing. Let me reconsider. Let me reassess what today is, what today means. Right? You're alive today. You are you today. Right? And that's going to affect and shape you for tomorrow. It's going to set your own course in a direction for tomorrow. Right? The ship is here. It's sailing here. It's here now. It's there tomorrow. And then the next day, and the next day. And you're going to arrive somewhere. You're going to get somewhere. You're going to be. You're going to become something. He said, make the tree good, and its fruit good. Make the tree evil, and its fruit evil. And there's going to be distinction as we drift, as we sail in all these different directions. And then God is going to take the whole thing, right, and say, okay, so this goes over here, and you guys, right, those that are in my hand, he's going to take them in, right, into his own bosom, into his treasures. You guys come, right, come into here. I've created this whole earth just for you guys. Right? You're the only ones that will live here and remain. So we're striving to make it, to be part of that number, to live among the chosen, the accepted. And there is a way to live today, and the things that we do, right? That's going to determine whether we're one of those people, is what we do, everything we do in reference to God. In Jesus' name.